Hello. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin, and I do things sometimes. If you're subscribed to me, this should look familiar because I'm wearing the exact same thing as my last storytime video, and that's because I'm filming them at the same time. And today I'm gonna be telling you a story and cleaning my room at the same time because my life is a mess and so is my room. Today I'm going to be telling you the story of how I got pulled over on the highway dressed as Elsa from Frozen. Once upon a time, I worked for a birthday party princess company. Yeah, straight up, like, this company does some illegal stuff in terms of licensing, but that's how most birthday party princess companies work, sadly. But yeah, for the first few gigs that I got, this job was great. It paid 40 bucks an hour plus tips, and my shifts were like maybe like 2 hours, but I was making like a ton of money. That is when they paid me on time. I didn't have to ask for my paycheck numerous times in order to get it and then receive it 2 months after I was supposed to. But yeah, the princesses that they like to have me play a lot were Anna and Elsa. I fit both of those types well depending on what kind of princess you want that day. Like,
if you want more of a fun, giggly princess, I can be your Anna.
But if you want like a strong woman like Elsa, I mean, Anna's strong too, but if you want like a strong female, then I can be Elsa. For this particular birthday party, I was booked for Elsa. And another thing about this company, I mean, no tea, no shade, because I'm not saying the name of the company. They refused to let me wear the right size costume. They hired actresses and actors of all different sizes. But then, like, they had one, maybe two versions of each costume. Maybe two, usually just one. And a lot of these costumes did not stretch sufficient amounts. They were not one size fits all. One time I was Ariel, and you know, I was having some spillage in the seashell area. But yeah, this time I was Elsa. I book a gig. This is where I mess up. I didn't check to see how far away it was. I didn't check because normally the most I've ever had to drive is 30 minutes for one of these gigs. I wake up that morning, I check how long it takes to get to the house that I'm supposed to be a princess at, and I realize it's an hour and a half away. I just woke up. I had not even begun to put on makeup and get ready and get into my wig. So this is a problem because I can't be late to these kind of things. Thankfully, the family was understanding, but this is the quickest I've ever gotten ready for a princess gig because usually it takes me about an hour. I did it in 15 minutes and even texted the family and was like, there's like traffic and construction. I'm so sorry. I'll be there as soon as I can. Normally I wouldn't lie, but like, and I don't encourage lying, but you know, it didn't hurt anybody. It wasn't like a set schedule birthday party, you know? Yeah, but going back, they had two Elsa dresses. One was a size 2 and stretchy. This is one of the only stretchy costumes. And one was a size 10 and stretchy. And I was leaning more towards the 10 because I was a size 8, like I am now. When I picked up the costume from my boss's house, I asked if I could have the 10 because that's closer to my size, and she said no. This girl, and she pointed to whoever else was there picking up a costume, this girl usually wears that size because she's taller. I didn't say anything, but this is no shade to that girl. This is all shade to my boss. That girl was probably about a size 4, and she gave her the bigger size, which is fine. You know, the girl probably felt more comfortable in that because the size 2 was pretty tight, if you ask me, because that's the one that I was given to wear. There were 2 Elsa costumes because Elsa was a high demand character. Anyway, so I am in a rush and I get on the highway. Chocolate break. So I get on the highway and, you know, I genuinely did not realize I was speeding. I thought I was going with the flow of traffic, which was going quite fast. I don't know why there were this many cops lined up on this stretch of highway, but there was like 6 already just like chilling there. So I get pulled over. I was going like, I don't remember, but I was going like 15 miles over, I believe, which is not okay. Do not speed. I'm just saying I didn't realize I was doing it. And he pulls me over and I'm like, oh, fuck. So I'm like sitting there in my Elsa costume. My wig is falling off of my head. It's like halfway off my head. And I have dark hair, so like it doesn't look cool. Like it doesn't look normal. You can see my wig cap. And this cop walks over to my window and he's like, whoa. When you pull a black Nissan over, you don't really expect to see Queen Elsa sitting in the driver's seat. So the plus side of this is I didn't have to get out of my car in 90-degree heat in the summer because he didn't want me to ruin some kid's dreams. So he just goes, he writes me the ticket and he gives it to me and he's like, you look like you have to be somewhere and I don't wanna prevent you from that, but do not speed again. And I'm like, yes sir, I will not speed again, and I haven't since. Anyway, I'm driving. I finally get to the house, which is again an hour and a half away from me. Like, I wish I would have gotten some sort of notification from my boss, but also that could just be me being an irresponsible 18-year-old. Anyway, I get to their house and I'm kind of struggling, so I'm struggling because my wig won't stay on because I was in a rush and I forgot to put wig pins in it. And if anybody who wears wigs knows, when you have like a heavy wig with long blonde hair down to here in a braid, you need some wig pins or that sucker's gonna fall off. So I'm like struggling to find bobby pins on the floor of my car outside this family's house. And I text them, hang on, I'm just adjusting my costume, which I was. And they were not mad about me being late. And I'm thankful for that. I was about 20 minutes late, but it gets worse. So I go and they let me fix the wig in the bathroom because they're like, no, we get it, like, I understand. And so I go to this party, the kid loves me, I sing Let It Go, and I stay like my designated time. At the end I'm kind of talking with the kids. Grandpa, you know, there was a water slide at this party too, and I couldn't really go on it or near it because I would have gotten in trouble if the costume or wig got ruined. So I'm standing as close as I can to the kid, which happens to be next to the kid's grandpa. And the grandpa was talking to me, he's like, oh, you have a really great voice, like, do you study that at school? And I'm like, making small talk back, and then I'm like, oh, it's time for Elsa to go, kids. The cherry on top of this story, it wasn't the fact that I got pulled over. It wasn't the fact that I got a $300 speeding ticket. It was the fact that, hang on, I need to go back. So usually at the end of these parties, if you're a birthday party princess, you get tipped in cash. And yes, I was late. I probably shouldn't have been tipped, but you know, it's highly recommended by the company that you tip your actor. So I'm getting ready to go. I'm like, oh kids, Elsa has to go and go back to Arendelle, wherever she lives. I have to go back to the castle, and the grandpa walks me out. And then afterwards, through the house, like to their front door, because we're in their backyard, and he hands me something, you know. I thought it was gonna be money, I just kind of took it, and it was a pen of some sort, like a writing pen. And then I'm like, thank you, have a good day. And I get to my car, and I look at it. It was a Trump pen. I got tipped in a Donald Trump pen. I get that I was late. You could have just given me no tip, but like, do not tip me in your bad political opinions. I could do better. I'm much better off without them. Anyway, that's the story of how I got pulled over on the side of the highway dressed up as Elsa. If you liked what you saw, be sure to subscribe down below. My social media will be linked on the next screen, and I hope you guys have a great night. Bye!